Good evening. This is No Cap Live, where we bring to light 9 documented violations of the Constitution and federal law by this administration. We aren't here to present allegations or opinions. These are established facts supported by court rulings and ongoing federal investigations. Imagine a government engaging in war without congressional approval, imposing asylum bans that directly contravene federal statutes, and federal courts ruling that First Amendment violations are rampant. Consider the environmental crimes, the significant obstruction of justice, and the misuse of tariff authority that the Supreme Court has deemed unauthorized. Visualize ICE conducting unjust arrests of U.S. citizens and note the alarming surge in hate crimes fueled by incendiary rhetoric. Lastly, the unsettling connections to the Epstein files call into question integrity. 9 separate violations denote 9 alarming stains on democracy. We break them down, we cite evidence, and we ask what happens next.
This is No Cap Live. I'm Allee Major. Tonight, we're not debating, we're not performing, we're laying out facts. 9 documented constitutional violations, 9 federal court rulings, 9 pieces of evidence that the current administration has broken the law. No spin, no emotion, just truth. The floor is open. Here's the thing. Democracy isn't abstract. It's not a feeling. It's a system. And systems work when people follow the rules. When a person at the top decides the rules don't apply to them, the whole system breaks. In the first 16 months of 2026, the Trump administration has violated constitutional rights 9 times. Not allegedly, not according to opinion, according to federal courts, according to Congress, according to the UN, according to the documented investigations. I'm gonna walk you through each one. I'm gonna give you the facts. I'm gonna give you the sources. And then I'm gonna ask you a simple question. What do we do about it? So let's start. Let's pull up these 9 violations with violation 1, war without Congress. In 2026, Trump ordered military strikes on Iran without congressional approval. The citation is from Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, War Powers Resolution of 1973, sourced on multiple occasions in 2026. Violation 2, hate crimes surged, linked to presidential rhetoric. The UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination officially condemned Trump's derogatory language about migrants and refugees. And this was cited by the UN CERD report March 2026, FBI hate crime data 2025 through 2026, sourced by multiple sources again. Violation 3, January 6th incitement. Federal courts ruled that Trump's language directly incited the January 6th mob. Federal court rulings from the citations and the U.S. District Courts of 2025 through 2026 are the citation centers, and this was sourced on over 1,000 convictions, over 600 sentenced to prison, all traced back to one rhetoric. His words, fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, you're not gonna have a country anymore. That's not a speech, that's a call to violence. Violation 4, ICE arrested U.S. citizens, documented citizens without due process. A Senate investigation confirmed ICE arrested and detained U.S. citizens without proper legal review. And this was cited from the Senate investigation track data of 2025 through 2026. These are American citizens arrested, detained, without constitutional protection. That's systemic abuse. Absolutely is. Violation number 5, the Epstein files exposure. The DOJ released 3.5 million pages of Epstein-related documents on January 30th, 2026, cited from the Department of Justice official release, January 30th, 2026. The question isn't whether his name is in there. The question is, what's the connection and why isn't it being investigated? Violation 6, First Amendment. The First Amendment violation, silence in the press. Executive Order 14290 attempted to strip federal funding from NPR and PBS for the reporting the administration didn't like. Judge Moss was clear. The government cannot use its power to punish reporting that it does not like. That's the First Amendment. This is called government censorship. Violation number 7, the Asylum ban, Refugee Act violation. Trump's executive order attempting to eliminate asylum rights, the violation of Refugee Act of 1980. This was cited by the federal courts Federal Appeals Court ruling, April 24th, 2026. The court found that neither the Constitution nor the federal law allows the president to eliminate asylum rights, but he tried anyway. Violation 8, environmental law violation. Trump's EPA illegally repealed the endangerment finding that protects Americans from mercury, lead, and toxic pollution. And this is cited by the Clean Air Act violation, February 2026, He removed protections from poison, mercury standards that protected public health. They're gone. The poisoning in the air that we breathe is detrimental and deadly. Violation 9, the obstruction of justice. In the first 6 months of 2026, Trump's DOJ quietly dropped 23,000 criminal investigations. And those criminal investigations are from the mob that stormed the White House. And this citation comes from the ProPublica investigation, the Brenner Center of Justice, March 2026. Criminal accountability dismantled. The Brennan Center documented it. The Trump administration has dismantled internal checks on abuse of power. So here's what we're looking at. 9 violations, 9 federal court rulings. I want to pull up my favorite one. 9 federal court rulings. 9 pieces of evidence that the Constitution doesn't equally apply, that law is negotiable, that power is the one rule that matters. This isn't a debate. This is documentation. This is record, and record is clear. The current administration has broken the law repeatedly, systemically, without consequence. The question now is, what do we do about it? Good question. At this time, I want to personally thank you for being here. Welcome to the Persuasion Game. Tonight, we're going to do things a little different. I want to ask you 3 different questions to get a serious conversation started. Question 1, which one of these 9 violations affects you right now? And what's your evidence? Show us the data, the court ruling, the personal impact. Question 2, if these violations are real and the courts have ruled they are, what's one systemic change that we could do to actually change this and never have it happen again? Question 3, you've heard the facts. You've seen the citations. What's one violation on this list that scares you the most for democracy? And why? Give us your reasoning. I want to hear from you, not your opinion, your evidence. If you got sources, please send them in. I'm going to add them to my list. And believe me, it's going all over the place. The floor is open. No judgment, just truth. So here's my verdict. Democracy requires accountability. The Constitution requires enforcement. And people require the truth. We gave you the facts. We gave you the sources. Now it's your turn. Discuss this. Share this. Hold people accountable. The floor is open. This is No Cap Live. I'm Allee Major, and I dare you to cap. I'll see you next time.
This is No Cap Live, where we bring to light 9 documented violations of the Constitution and federal law by this administration. We aren't here to present allegations or opinions. These are established facts supported by court rulings and ongoing federal investigations. Imagine a government engaging in war without congressional approval, imposing asylum bans that directly contravene federal statutes, and federal courts ruling that First Amendment violations are rampant. Consider the environmental crimes, the significant obstruction of justice, and the misuse of tariff authority that the Supreme Court has deemed unauthorized. Visualize ICE conducting unjust arrests of U.S. citizens and note the alarming surge in hate crimes fueled by incendiary rhetoric. Lastly, the unsettling connections to the Epstein files call into question integrity. 9 separate violations denote 9 alarming stains on democracy. We break them down, we cite evidence, and we ask what happens next. Today's exhibit is sponsored by Get Your Life Right Industries, the proud makers of the Trend Chaser. Are you tired of hopping on trends you don't even like just to get 300 views? Introducing the Trend Chaser Kit for creators. For creators who confuse motion with progress, with features like late to the trend, guaranteed to post after it's dead, forced reaction mode even when it's not funny, and our flagship product, the Brand Eraser, removes your personality completely. So if you're chasing trends instead of building a brand, call Get Your Life Right Industries. And get your life right, because trends don't equal growth.